Last time I went through some stories that show how much the Aesir gained from Loki's antics, and how little they seem to appreciate his aid. This time, we see him receive his fated reward for all his deeds. In truth, our final Loki tale is not a happy one. The setting is a grand feast held by Aegir, god of the sea. Most everyone was there, though Thor was away travelling, bashing in heads, that kind of thing. In particular, Loki was either uninvited or previously ejected from the throng. But from being excluded from the divine piss-up, Loki takes his revenge by pouring forth truths the gods would rather remain hidden. Their hypocrisies exposed, the gods resolve to take drastic action. We begin outside the hall, with Loki questioning a member of the serving staff. Speak now, Eldir, for not one step further shall you go. What ale talk here do they have within, the sons of the glorious gods? Of their weapons they talk, and their might in war, the sons of the glorious gods. From the Aesir and the elves who are gathered here, no friendly words shall you find. In I shall go, into Aegir's hall, for the feast I would see. Bale and hatred I bring to the gods, and with their mead, malice I mix. If you go into Aegir's hall, and fain the feast would see, and slander and spite would pour over the gods, think well, lest they wipe it off on you. Consider, Eldir, if you and I shall strive with hateful speech, richer I grow in ready words, if you speak too much to me. So Loki went into the hall, and when those inside saw who had entered, they were all silent. Thirsty I come into this hall, I lopped from a long journey, to ask of the Aesir that one should give a drink of fair mead to me. Why do you gods sit silent, swollen with pride, and give no answer? Prepare me a place at your feast, or bid me forth to fare. A seat and a place with the Aesir prepare, no more in their midst for you, for the Aesir know well whom they wish to find at their mighty feasts. Remember, Odin, in olden days, that both our blood we mixed. Then did you promise no ale to pour, unless it were brought for us both. Stand forth then, Vidar, and let the wolves' father find a seat at our feast, lest accusations should Loki speak aloud here within Aegir's hall. Vidar rose and poured a drink for Loki, and Loki offered a toast to the assembled. Hail to you, Aesir! You, Asinur, hail! Hail to the holy throng! Save for the god who yonder sits, Bragi there on the bench. A horse and a sword from my hoard I will give, and a ring gives Bragi to boot, that you don't repay the gods with hatred. So rouse not the great ones to wrath. In horses and rings you shall never be rich, Bragi, but both you shall lack. Of the Aesir and elves here together met, you are the least brave in battle, and shyest of the shot. Now were I outside, as I am inside, here in Aegir's hall, I'd have your head in my hands, and pay you the price of your lies. In your seat you're bold, not so are your deeds. Bragi, adorner of benches. Go out and fight if you feel so angry. No true hero has such forethought.
I beg you, Bragi, consider his kin ties, since adopted son he was. So speak not such words of spite to Loki, here within Aegir's hall.
Be silent, Idun. You are, I say, of women most lustful in love, since your wash-bright arms did wind around your brother's slayer.
I speak no spiteful words to Loki, here within Aegir's hall. And Bragi I calm, who is hot-headed with beer, for I wish you not to fight.
Why, you two Aesir with bitter tongues, raise hate among us here? Loki is famed for his mockery, and all the gods love him.
Be silent, Gefjon, for now I shall say how you were seduced. The boy so fair gave you a bright necklace, and so you laid your leg over him. You're mad, Loki, and little of wit to rouse the wrath of Gefjon, for she sees the fate that is set for all, as clearly as I, methinks. Be silent, Odin. Not justly do you apportion the fate of the fight amongst men, often giving to him who deserved not the gift, to the baser the battle's prize. Though I gave to him who deserved not the gift, to the baser the battle's prize, winters 8 were you under the earth, milking the cows as a maid. Aye, and babes you bore. Unmanly your soul must seem. They say that you practice cedar and samsey, working like seeresses with drums, and in wizard's guise among men you went. Unmanly your soul must seem. Of the deeds you two of old have done, you should not talk of among men. Whatever you have done in days gone by, old tales should never be told. Be silent, Frigg. You are Fjorgin's daughter, but ever lustful in love. For Vili and Ve, Vithir's wife, both have lain at your bosom. If a son like Balder were by me now, here within Aegir's hall, you would not escape the Aesir's sons till your fierceness in fight were tried. Frigg, you would have me say more of the ill that now I know. Mine is the blame that no more you see Balder ride home to the hall. Mad you are, Loki, that you make known the wrong and shame you have wrought. The fate of all does Frigg know well, though herself she says it not. Be silent, Freya, for fully I know you. You yourself are not sinless. Of the gods and elves who are gathered here, each one has lain as your lover. False is your tongue, and soon you will find that it sings you an evil song. The Aesir are wroth, and Asin are all, and in grief you shall return home. Be silent, Freya, foulest witch, and steeped full in malice. In the arms of your brother you were caught by the bright gods, when you set your wind free. Small ill does it work, though a woman may have a lord or lover or both. But a wonder it is that this womanish god comes hither, though babes he is born. Be silent, Njorth. You were sent eastward, given as hostage to the gods, and the daughters of Hymir had their privy when they did make use of your mouth. Great was my gain, though long I was gone, to the gods as a hostage given. The son did I have, whom no man hates, and foremost of gods is found. Give heed now, Njorth, nor boast too high. No longer I hold it hid. With your sister you had so fair a son, so you had no worse a hope. Of the heroes brave is Freyr the best, here in the courts of the Aesir. He harms no maids nor the wives of men, and frees the bound from their fetters. Be silent here, for between two men you could never deal straight. Fain would I tell how Fenrir once tore your right hand from you. My hand I lack, but you've lost Hrothvitnir, and the loss brings longing to both. Ill fares the wolf who shall ever wait, in fetters, the twilight of the gods. Be silent here, for a son with me your wife once chanced to win. Not a penny, methinks, nor ell of cloth, were you paid for the wrong, poor wretch. By the mouth of the river the wolf remains, till the gods go to destruction. So shall you be soon, if your tongue is not stilled. Be fettered, you forger of ill. The daughter of Gymir you bought with gold, from selling your sword. But when Muspel's sons through Mirkwood ride, you shall wait weaponless, poor wretch. Had I the famous lineage of Freyr, and sat in so lofty a seat, I would crush to marrow this croaker of ill, and beat all his body to bits. What little creature goes crawling there, snuffling and snapping around? At Freyr's ears you're ever found, or muttering hard at the mill. Vigvir my name, and busy am I, as gods and men do claim. And here am I proud that the children of Hropt drink ale together. Be silent, Bigvir, you could never set the shares of the meat for men. Hidden straw on the floor they found you not, when heroes went to fight. Drunk you are, Loki, and mad are your deeds. Why, Loki, not leave this? For drink beyond measure will lead all men to take no thought of their tongues. Be silent, Heimdall. In days long since was an evil fate fixed for you. With back held stiff you must ever stand, to watch as guard of heaven. Light-hearted are you, Loki, but you may not much longer in freedom flourish your tail. On the rocks the gods bind you, with boughs torn forth from your frost-cold sun. Though on the rocks the gods bind me, with boughs torn forth from my frost-cold sun, I was first and last, at the deadly fight, there where Thiazi we caught. If you were first and last at the deadly fight, where Thiazi was caught, from my dwellings and fields shall ever come forth a cold counsel for you. More lightly you spoke with Laufey's son, when you bid me come to your bed. Such things must be known, if now we too shall seek to tell our sins. Then Sif came forward, and poured mead for Loki in a crystal cup, and said,
Hail to you, Loki, and take you here the crystal cup of ancient mead. For me, at least, alone of the gods, you know to be blameless.
He took the horn, and drank therefrom. Alone you would be, if truly you were, if all men were so shyly shunned. But one do I know full well, methinks, who had you from Hlorith's arms, Loki, the crafty in lies.
The mountains shake, and surely, I think, from his home comes Hlurthi now. He will silence the man who is slandering here, together both gods and men.
Be silent, Baela, you're Bigvir's wife, and deep are you steeped in malice. A greater shame never came to the Aesir. You are befouled with your filth. Then Thor came forth and spoke. Unmanly one, cease, or the mighty hammer Mjolnir shall close your mouth. Your shoulder cliff shall I cleave from your neck, and so shall your life be lost. Lo, in has come the son of earth. Why threaten so loudly, Thor? Less fierce you shall go to fight with the wolf when he swallows Sigfather up. Unmanly one, cease, or the mighty hammer Mjolnir shall close your mouth. I shall hurl you up and out in the east, where men shall see you no more. That you have fared forth on the east road, to men you should say no more. In the thumb of a glove did you hide, great one, and there forgot you were Thor. Unmanly one, cease, or the mighty hammer Mjolnir shall close your mouth. My right hand shall smite you with Hrungnir's slayer, till all your bones are broken. A long time still do I think to live, though you threaten thus with your hammer. Strong seemed the straps of Skrymmir's bag, when meat you could not get, and faint from hunger did feel. Unmanly one, cease, or the mighty hammer Mjolnir shall close your mouth. The slayer of Hrungnir shall send you to hell, and down to the corpse gate. I have said to the Aesir, the sons of the Aesir, the things that whetted my thoughts. But before you alone do I now go forth. For you fight well, I admit. Ale you have brewed, but Aegir now, such feasts you shall make no more. Over all that you have, which is here within, shall play the flickering flames, and your back shall be burnt with fire. And after that, Loki hid himself in Franang's waterfall in the guise of a salmon, and there the gods took him. He was bound with the bowels of his son Nari, but his son Narfi was changed to a wolf. Skadi took a poison snake and fastened it up over Loki's face, and the poison dropped thereon. Sigyn, Loki's wife, sat there and held a basin under the poison, but when the basin was full, she bore away the poison, and meanwhile the poison dropped on Loki. Then he writhed so hard that the whole earth shook therewith, and now that is called an earthquake. Note that this punishment is never stated to be some long-awaited revenge for past misdeeds. Loki's not imprisoned and tortured because of anything he's done prior. Indeed, we've seen the Aesir gain quite handsomely from his meddling. Instead, it seems that his innocent son is killed, rendered, and Loki chained by his guts, solely for Loki being upset and getting a bit lippy at a party. All hail the valiant and glorious gods. Nonetheless, that is where we'll have to leave it. Loki, bound underground till the day his gory chains loose, at the beginning of the end of the world. But always remember, however dark that outcome might seem, that because of Loki, Balder waits out Ragnarok in hell, ready to emerge as the god of the world born anew.